for the market center.
Yeah, and I think they're on back order. So,
And they are in back order. But if you want to see this and you want to pull out a specific part of your business that you want to focus on, there are a lot of opportunities in here for lead generation ideas. These are from teams around the country that spoke at MegaCamp and are doing this at a significantly high level. And there's usually anywhere between 3 and 4 examples of how to do what it is you think you're doing, whether it's door knocking, whether it's events, whether it's cold calling, a lot of different ideas. So you guys come and see me if you haven't seen this yet. If you're looking for a specific idea, I have them kind of pulled out different ways, and I can share them with you separately as well. So go ahead.
all right, next slide. Remember, 10 o'clock today, be in here. It's going to go from 10 to 11. Lisa Sorvig, how to blow up your business using Command. This is going to be amazing. So make sure you stick around for that. Moving on. Boom, boom, boom. Bucket fills. All right. Who has got a bucket fill? Share with us.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. You don't, no, if you don't follow this woman, amazing leader, just recently, he's meeting with a staffer, multiple business owners. She asked for business, and so we're going to be working together on the opportunity. But I just wanted to say, if you don't follow her, it's amazing.
That was
Awesome.
Let's talk about. Awesome.
I don't. You get very this. This is too early to announce that she's running for president.
Oh, and for those of you, in case you don't know, people like Chad, EJ, of course, Mr. Highland, you see him as it is, so you get to see him maybe a little more. They will all soon in the next couple of weeks be officing here more frequently because they will not be at our St. Paul office. So you get to rub elbows and with these like highfalutin people right here a little more.
It's good fun for the whole family. We're lucky to have you guys coming back here. I'll bucket fill Alec real quick. Alec, I had two conversations very specifically yesterday with agents whose business are in transition, and each of them have been in your coaching program in the last year. And verbatim, one of them was, they would not have been able to get through the last year without your help. They attributed a lot of their success to the support that you provided them, and the calls, I can't do this, I don't know if I want to continue, the things that were said by both of them. So I wanted to say thank you for that, because that's a huge priority.
Like to bucket fill. Actually, there's a couple of our new agents as well as a couple of our not so new but newer to being in the market center. The Malor team and Richard Ochoa being more full-time now. It has been so fun to have and see these agents who are completely new to KW as well as completely new to full-time and diving in so fast and so deep, like taking that plunge and just going into whether it be Command, whether it be using the systems or being in the office and the market center. So I love that. So thank you so much, because that is, I mean, as far as leadership, we love that. That makes us super excited.
How many of you?
Thank you.
How many of you saw the estate sale sign on the sign over here, and how many of you stopped
Last week? How many of you? Yeah, how many of you saw that big estate sale sign?
You saw it. Who
we
stopped?
all saw it, right? We all saw it.
I saw it.
How many of us stopped? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's how that works.
That was one of us.
Yeah.
Right there.
Nice job. Honestly,
job,
that's
Richard.
very cool.
That's okay. So what was your comment when they said they had a realtor already? My understanding is there might have been what did you say?
I was an investor. Houses that look like that because it's not worth it. You know, also we were talking about it, so that I talked to the owner said he had a realtor already, so then I told him that I was an investor and introduced myself. Said, oh, I'll take your contact.
Yeah. You know what? Closed mouths don't get fed. So you got to ask. And when you ask, and he bought a shovel.
So he'll also be shoveling us out this winter.
I think it was a different kind of shovel. All right. It was no, there are what are you? There's only one kind of shovel, you guys. Later on, we're going to be talking about our tools here at Keller Williams Roseville Market Center 427. But you can't shovel. It's going to take a long time with the shovel.
Any more bucket fills? bucket filling the laryngitis that he's going to get this winter. Right about now. All right. What other bucket fills do we have? Anybody online?
All right.
All right, we're moving on because we have to, because it is 9:36. Now we are moving on to Mark Svile, Svile. Well, how do you want us to say it? Svile. Okay, just want to make sure we're doing it right. He is bringing back mortgage products and making them sexy.
Is this where? Is this where I gotta take it? Yeah, they said that I had to take off and show the tattoo. Oh, weird.
Thank you. Yeah, so my week was supposed to be last week, so thank you guys for squeezing me in today. With the boat trip, I wasn't able to go last week, so we got to be done by, I don't know how, 10 minutes or so. So obviously I made a move to Lake Erie Mortgage, and most of you know that. I won't get into all the specifics, but the positives, the reasons why I did it is, you know, we're a local company. Lake Erie Mortgage is owned by Royal Credit Union. Okay. That brings a lot of positives to Lake Area. Have a numerous number of products that some of you, you know, already had the opportunity to sit down with and go through. In-house underwriting, it's wonderful. It's awesome to be able to go and sit down with an underwriter face to face. You know, I mean, obviously easy files. You know, it's you know, we can all do those, but you know, you got something with a little bit of hair on it, and it's, you know, you got some variable income. You know, you've got some overtime. It's just really nice to be able to sit down face to face and deal with, talk to an underwriter, you know, locally, you know, under the same roof. You know, many people play some golf on a Friday afternoon, right? So it's nice. But to get to know those people, and they're just right down the road here on Road C. If you don't know where they're at, they're close. They're right here in our neck of the woods. So it's awesome to have them in house to be able to lean on, you know, for different questions. Again, with the Royal Credit Union, you know, with that being ownership, you know, I'm not giving up anything, right? I mean, we got MHFA, down payment assistance, 30-year conventional, VA, all that stuff. We have it, right? And we don't lose any of that, you know, any of those products. What we gain is substantial. Like portfolio, so much. You know, they have a, you know, for those of you that know what it is, an I-10 program. You know, a Social Security number. You know, with a you know, I-10 number. The industry kind of wants 20% down on those types of loans, right? We got it at 10% down. We have it at a really good rate. I locked one for Wendy last week. You know, we're in the low 7s. It is a 10-1 arm, but it's 10-1. It's a long time, but that rate is very comparable to what a normalized rate person would get. And again, 10% is very strong. For those of you that know what it is, you know, I'd welcome, you know, further conversation. For those of you that want to understand what it is, you know, I'll go into that. Reach out. It's a very, very, very popular program that we're doing a lot of right now. There's other stuff. You know, we've got a 3% down, no MI conventional. As an example, non-warrantable condo. I won't go into what that means. For those of you that knows what a non-warrantable condo is, we were able to save deals that would not go FHA. We're able to do it on a 3% down conventional with no mortgage insurance. Actually ends up being a better deal, lower interest rate, which could have done a 3.5 FHA down on a condo situation. So that was a deal that was just saved. Recently, in the last couple of weeks, wasn't my deal, with another loan officer's deal, but those are just the things that I'm finding out about, you know, as you know, as I get my feet under me. So, you know, 3% down, you know, non-warrantable condo situation with no MI, that's pretty good stuff too. You know, we got 10-1 down, 0 down, 10-1 arm, you know, 0 down. I mean, the portfolio list, you know, it goes on, and we have $10,000. Some of this is flashing up behind me. $10,000 grant. You know, JD Miller and I closed one just recently. You know, his dad got $10,000. You know, it's a grant. You know, we layered in some you know, MHFA down payment assistance, 16.5, and, you know, $10,000 on top of it, 6.5, you know, that he got, and 10,000 of that is going to be forgiven. Oh, he's got to live there 5 years. It's prorated every month he's there. You know, a little bit of that $10,000 grant. You know, so that's through the Federal Home Loan Bank. So that's something that we get from your credit union because we're a bank. So, you know, I don't want to say nobody else has it. Nobody else other than a bank would have that $10,000 grant. Now, the negative to that is, you know, the funds dry up, they come and go. We're nearing the end of the year, so some of those funds are on. They'll come back again next year, but there are rumors now that we're going to move that to 5 because we're nearing the end of that pool of dollars. So 180-day lock and shop on all of our portfolio products. So, you know, if you're out there I-10, you think rates are going to go up, you know, you can lock and shop that, you know, any of our portfolio, the flex products, the 3% down, that I-10 product that I mentioned, we can price protect that and lock and shop and give a rate reduction if the market improves. Yeah, I think I'll end it. You guys, any questions that you have? I'm you know, I'm not going to do a really deep dive. Like I said, would love to sit down one call, say, hey, you know what, let's you know, Roland and I sat down yesterday. It's great, you know, just to sit down and roll through products. I'm here almost every day. Anytime you want to sit down and just go through anything, you know, whether it's one of our portfolio products or just mortgage in general, was open.
March is left for the low, you know, like you said, it's toward the end of the year, you know how much is left for the.
Oh, that's a great question. I saw an email just as I was coming in here. They're going to move it to the 5,000 probably by the end of the week. I can let you know before the end of the day, but we're probably talking maybe 10 deals or so. Would be my guess. And that could free up because some loan officers could reserve those funds and they'd be pressured now to free them up if they're not going to use them.
There are any restrictions on that, like 7 county metro area or that going on now?
Statewide. For the grant?
Yeah.
Statewide.
Statewide.
Yep.
Way to bring it back sexy. Thank you.
Yeah,
Now comes your tattoo.
now we're bringing sexy back.
I'm bringing important.
He's got 7-1 tattooed on one arm.
Yeah, they wanted me to.
I-10.
They wanted me to bring back sexy mortgages and show up tattoos. And I was like, I don't. No, thank you.
Mark is committed to being consistent in mortgages. There's no sexy, it's just getting it done, brother. Thanks, Mark. We appreciate you, brother.
Now we are going to bring up our next guest.
Some of you know this person.
Some of you may know him.
We should have used that picture when you had that, like, all that flowing hair. There you go, brother. So each week we ask somebody to join us to share things that they wish they would have known sooner and things that they wish they would have never done. So this part of our hindsight wisdom, we wanted to bring in some of our incredibly accomplished agents, and you're incredibly accomplished, my friends. So have at it. Tell us a little bit about what you wish you would have done sooner and things you wish maybe you'd never done.
It's easy. I've been thinking about it ever since Carrie sent out the email, and I think that the biggest thing that kept running through my head was, if I could go back in time, I would just focus on the basics. That's how I built my business. Was just database and open houses. I mean, don't pay for leads. Don't chase the shiny squirrels. That was one of the biggest mistakes I made as a new agent. And something that Gary has said many times has resonated with me. He says, every time you buy money, pay money for leads, or you're trying to figure out that next, what's the next secret? All you're doing is trying to find varying things that are easier than actually just lead generating, right? Spending money on leads, if you're taking 30% off the back, because you're paying out a referral. You're just trying to make things easier. So if I could go back and talk to myself, right out of the gate, I would say, do open house every weekend. Make sure everybody in your sphere, friends, family, center of influence knows you're in real estate, and then go deep with the relationships, because Gary says again, no one's ever going to get in the way of the relationship. Right? Zillow's and all these other places are just trying to get in between you and relationships. But if you go deep with them, that can't happen. So I think that was the number one thing that I would say. One perfect example of how I got waylaid on that. I've been going to the family reunions since 2005. Never miss them. Because it's good to be learning based. That's the other thing too. Stay learning based, stay curious, have a beginner's mindset. Those are all important things. My first family reunion, you go through this conference and you go through the vendor area, and it's just like, oh, all these wonderful tools that you need that are going to be the secret to cutting boards to everything else is going to be the difference maker. I invested in a solar light family reunion for $150. It's the worst money I ever spent. Absolutely worst. And that light always reminds me stuff. It ended up in my basement underneath a bunch of garbage. I never used it because it was just a pain to put up. But that was, to me, that is the reminder for me not to chase shiny squirrel. And anytime I look at something, I say, is this the next solar night light for a yard sign? So that's something I would avoid. The other thing too is I would have really focused on staying prospecting based, marketing enhanced. So right out of the gate, it's really going to take an effort. It's simple, but it's not easy, right? We know what we need to do to connect with people, provide value for them. So just do that. Stay prospecting based, marketing enhanced. I see a lot of times people get far down the bunny trail with spending money upfront to try to blow up their business. You have to lead with revenue, otherwise you're gonna find that all of your personal production is just keeping your budget afloat. Another good thing I would highly recommend, and I wish I could have handed this book to myself along with the MREA when I first got started, was a book called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. He talks about the fact that as a business owner, you need to be making sure that you're profitable. It's very easy to get hooked into the vanity metrics of real estate, which means, oh, I sold 19,000 houses and we had all this volume. Well, Gary started to attune to some of they weren't making any profit. They're vanity numbers because their expenses were so high. They were spending so much money. They were stressed out. So lead with profit, lead, because that's why you're in the business, right? And then lead with revenue. When you have enough after what you need to hit your goals, they can start to reinvest in some of the other things and become a little bit more marketing based. Best way to describe it. So yeah, and that would be the thing. The other thing I wrote down would be, it's really easy to compare yourself to someone else, and I think as agents, we all fall victim to that. But you don't do that unless it's inspiration, right? Be inspired by somebody that you've seen be successful. Don't be deflated by it, right? Like I see the Highland team and I see their social media and I'm like, oh gosh, it's genius. It's fantastic. It's not like, oh, why can't I do that? Or it's like, no, how can we do that? Right? That's a difference. You're not being defeated by it. You're being inspired by it. So the other thing is just compete with yourself. Just try to be better, 10% better all the time. Be learning based, have a beginner's mindset. That's all I have. Does anybody has any
Does
Uh,
questions?
anybody have any questions for Sean?
You guys have that great system that they play, operate manager. Talk a little bit about your system that you have, if you're not doing everything.
Talking about Travis?
Yeah. You are a
Is not for sale.
No. Yeah, I mean, circling back on that, it's like when you have to decide, one of my coaches told me this, she said, you have to hear this and you have to hear this at a very deep level. You have to decide whether you want to be a successful salesperson or a successful business owner, because they're two different things. Right. So you still need to develop the chops of being a good agent, knowing what you're doing in terms of servicing your clients, but that's a different skill set than building a business. If you're going to build a business, then you need to start relying on systems and models, specifically system. And systems can be a person or a thing, right? It can be command. They're going to talk about that today. But it can be a system can also be an implementer, right? Somebody that's going to take the vision of the team or the business and say, okay, well, here's what we're going to do A, B, C, D next. And develop the system. And I joked around because Travis is director of ops for our team. I've been in the business with him since 2008. And he just helps me actually get things implemented, right? It's one thing to have an idea, or it's one thing to have an initiative. It's another thing completely to actually have it realized. But the system will help.
You want to talk about his limitations here?
Is he within earshot? He's been lifting weights with Grant, so I don't want to mess with him.
Yeah. Is this a setup?
Yeah, so
Thank you very. Oh,
Sean, how long have you guys been how long have you been in business?
I joined Keller Williams in 2004.
2004. Wow.
So 20 years in May,
Years.
next May.
It's incredible. Well, first, congratulations. Second, we're grateful to have you here. And third, if you guys find yourself in a moment of wondering where your business is, what you want it to look like, I'm just going to speak for Sean. You should reach out to him. You know, the benefit of being at KW, you guys, is that we can share, do share, and want to collaborate. And so I'm thankful because of people like Sean and his team that are willing to share what's working for them, what's worked for them, things you can avoid. And again, I think the wisdom of saying, hey, stick to the basics, do the things that you know you need to do, and never give up your prospecting time, never give up your lead gen time. You can have a good life too if you do it consistently, right? Awesome.
Yeah, I'll second that. If anybody ever has any questions, we're in the corner. Door is always open. Happy to help. That's all I knew when I came to Keller Williams. One of the first things I said was, I'm just going to go every day and absorb. Treat it like a job. I'm going to show up. And it's back when I was in Woodbury. And there's a successful agent out there now, Jason. He's still there. I remember one time I was in the resource room and I was looking around lost because I was trying to figure out how to put together a home book or something, you know, my 80%. And said, what can I do for you? You know, and I'm just like, gosh, it's such a great culture. And when I got to be a little bit more successful, I started building our business. You know, I was asking him, I'm like, well, what do you do for, like, you know, if you have a buyer's agent on your team, do you have them sign a contract? He's like, yeah, here's my, I paid a lawyer to do this for me. You can have it. Just switch out my logo and you can take it. I'm like, but that's the only culture I've ever known because I've never been into other big brokers. And I have heard that we're unique that way, you know, but that's just what I'm used to. So, you know, I can be that for someone else. I'm always happy to.
Awesome, man.
thank you so
I
much.
appreciate it. Thanks so much, Sean. We appreciate it.
I just want to say real quick, raise your hand if you've been in this business 20 years or more, or soon to be 20. Okay, so if you see a hand up, even if it's not up, there's other people that are just as intelligent with this. But reach out to these people because that is exactly the truth when they say what Sean was saying. And I'm just going to just give a quick example. When I was with Edina Realty, and I'll never forget writing my first listing contract, and I sat there with my head down, talking out loud to nobody, but I made it look like I was on the phone. And back then I was one of these, and I was on like the phone. And I was like, yeah, I'm working on this listing contract. Yeah, I got some questions. Yep. So I'm going to see if I can find someone in the office to help me. And I was in like a bullpen office. And I swear to God, when I said it, these were people who knew how to do this. Every head went down and it was like, zzz, the lips just shut and there was nobody. And I would go to offices and I would look for help and it was nobody. Like, nobody would help me. Not only here will you get that help you need from these people, they will also give you their secrets, their ways, their success. Exactly what he said. If you go to any one of these and they have a presentation and you think it's awesome, $1 million they'll share with you and they'll let you just change things up with yours and make it your own. That is the best part about KWs. You don't have to reinvent and waste your time doing it. Definitely take advantage of the people in this room. All right, we are going to, because Lisa starts and she's here, so she starts in 3 minutes. We are going to whip so fast through this next stuff and go. tomorrow,
No.
8:30 a.m. You're going to get up early. You're going to pick up I was gonna say the phone. You're
You
going to
should-
pick up the computer and turn it on, or you're going to sit right here in this room. But we had a great turnout last week. MRA week 2, pages 47 through 64. Join us. We had some non-KW. Wearing out. We had some non-KWs, some KWs. So definitely join us tomorrow, Zoom link or in person.
It's going to be great. It's Zoom as well.
Yes, there is a Zoom option.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it'll be Zoom as well.
Reverse gold. We switched up a little bit, people, because we're hoping it's just because you guys are all planning to be gone or something for Labor Day and your kids are going back to school. So next week, well, not next week, but the week after then,
Well,
Wednesday.
How many of you have made a call out to your aid or your client list in the last 90 days? We have one. Okay, guys, we have,
From those three,
we-
expect
we
everybody.
need you guys to be here and no, we don't need you to be here.
You will
We
be here. You need to be
believe
here.
that you need to be here for your business. This is an easy $50 that you get people to call you. Again, guys, take advantage of the things that we do like this. And we're asking you, hey, guys, did you make your calls? Did you make your numbers? This isn't for us, it's for you guys. So get in, be a part of this. It's a rock and
Wednesday
roll
the
night.
13th.
Wednesday
So
the 13th.
scan and come, and we are going to start now walking in like,
I will browbeat you.
thank you.
Browbeat.
All right, today, join me really quick, 12 o'clock, so we can have a quick conversation on the holiday Fun Fest. We've got quite a few signups. We need to get more. We just want to have a quick conversation on what it's going to look like, what we're going to do, beer patch, pumpkin patch, lots of fun.
Incredible.
And then Saturday, December 9th, this is coming up next. So probably by the end of this week, you guys are going to get that sign up sheet. The Santa Fun Winter Wonderland. I come up with the right name. Again, great event. So that's going to be coming out by the end of this week. Boom, boom. And then here's all some other big things coming up. You've got the back to school barbecue. That is going to be a pig roast. That is going to be a ton of fun with your families. If we get enough families to sign up with little people, we're going to get a jumpy balloon. We're going to make it fun. That's not a client one real quick. It's just for all of you guys. Sorry. Friendsgiving potluck, CE Blitz. That'll be 2 days. Get your CE done in October. Pie giveaway, client event, Winter Wonderland, client event, Early Cook-Off, Fall Fest, 2023 upcoming events.
All right, guys, we have bold. Turn this on.
We have, that's not obnoxious. We have Bold coming up, you guys. I know that we hit on Bold a lot. This particular coach has promised that this is going to be significantly different. They're going back to Bold basics on a lot of this. They're going to be moving really, really specifically on dialogues and some of the conversations. I've sat with this gentleman now 2 different times. He's growing on me. I hope he's not on the call. He's growing on me a little bit. And so this is it. I do think that this is going to be an impactful session, you guys. We know that the next 6 months are likely to be some of the hardest if you've been in the business. They're some of the hardest because the market has been a little bit slower going into this point in the year, meaning there is pent up demand. But what was everybody going to tell you? I'm going to wait until the spring. Let's get into Bold. I think this is going to be a really good class, guys. It is close to here. It's only 9 minutes from the office here. 9 minutes from this office. You can be there. It's in Fridley at this really, really high-end wedding facility called the Banquets of Minnesota. So maybe it's not as high-end as I'm making it, but still. Okay, guys? Right? So be here for that, you guys. Are we gonna
I think we're going to pull them. Let's see what's next. Then,
Yep,
yeah,
we're gonna
just
go.
pull them now. We'll be done. We're good. All right. We're going to pull slides now so we can get our special guest up here.
welcome, Lisa?
You can scan in front of you on your flip charts. If you want to see what new listings we have in the market center, you can always scan it because it's on your flip charts. So we'd love to have you do that. But we are going to bring up Lisa Sorvig. She is a plethora of command knowledge and just knowledge in general. I'm going to let her do a little introduction on every role she has